All right, today we're going to be looking at Unifier. It's been taken some time to actually get to this tool. I've had this on my radar, and I'm glad to be looking at it today. So this Unifier, the best way that I can put this into perspective is that this is much like Video Tap. Go watch my review on Video Tap. That one just left, if I believe. Let's come over here to AppSumo and just see. I believe it just left. Video Tap. It's literally gone. Video Tap is gone. So hopefully they'll come back. But Unifier is going to be like that, and I believe Minvo and Cast Magic. Those are the ones that come to mind. It's basically a platform using AI to repurpose podcast and video content into, you can do podcast, ebook, blog, LinkedIn posts, Twitter posts, YouTube. You can extract the tags and descriptions and further optimize your YouTube videos. Or let's say you have a podcast, but then you're going to turn that podcast into a YouTube video. You can actually upload it here and then use the YouTube features over here. You can do a newsletter, which is basically sending out an email to your list on your podcast or video. It's going to summarize it and make a nice newsletter for you. Meeting, education. We're going to go down to education, just look at that real quick. You can do lesson, checklist, worksheet, terms glossary, flashcards. That's kind of cool. Discussion prompt, case study exercise, lecture, follow-up, email. I'll go to all content now. So basically, we're going to just jump right into this. You can go and look at all the knowledge base, feature requests, scheduling onboard call, join the Slack community, review them, write us a testimonial. Looks like you can get extra bonus credits per month if you leave a review. They're not asking you to leave a 5-star review or anything like that, just asking for a review and incentivizing that. You have to be the judge on that if you think that that is good to do that or not. Definitely, if they said if you leave a 5-star review right here, then that would definitely be against terms of service, but I believe you can ask for a review right there. You have projects over here. You can go into the settings, and if you want to upgrade your plan over here and then generate content. So pretty simple. The UI is just right in front of you. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to say, so I actually thought project was going to be like, a parent project. You actually come in and just click the, put LearnWire here, and then all my projects would exist underneath this. But really, I think that each project is going to basically be like your new video or your new podcast, right? And then you're going to be able to use that to create all the content from. Okay. So this is Unifier. We're going to come right back in. Let's go and continue the sales page real quick. Do my normal run through. So you can repurpose your content into 30 plus text formats, including tweets, LinkedIn posts, newsletters, blog posts, all that kind of stuff. It does have integrations with Airtable, Make, Zapier, alternative to Copy AI, Jasper, Scrivener, and it's best for content creators, marketing agencies, social media managers, YouTubers, podcasters, etc., etc. And really, I'm just going to jump into the founders over here. You can read where they're coming from and so forth right in here. They explain a lot more about the tool. They do have G2 reviews. They have a roadmap. Let's go ahead and just click on that and see what that looks like. It's just asking me to create a new organization. So not really sure what that is, but that didn't seem to work for us. I'm going to keep scrolling down though, and we can look at the overall this using AI that summarizes what's going on over here. Unifier has received positive feedback from customers for its exceptional content generation, accurate transcription, and user-friendly interface. While there are minor UI polish and credit usage concerns, the overall consensus is that Unifier AI is a solid choice for efficient content repurposing. Additionally, with the 60-day money back, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to go into questions over here, and it does look like they answer the questions quickly right over here. So looking good there. Let's look at the pricing tiers right over here, okay? So license tier 1 comes in at $49. You get all the features above, and you get 30 generations per month. I'll talk a little bit more about what generations means. 2 workspaces, 5 members per workspace, and 2 hours upload length. License tier 2 is $119, and so it's a little more than double. You're going to get a little bit more than double quite a bit more than double the generations per month, 4 workspaces, 10 members per workspace, and 5 upload length. Obviously, if you're going to be using the tool heavy, you're going to want to come in at license tier 2 because it's going to give you the 5 hours of upload length. I believe that 5 hours is per video or per when you upload a podcast or a video, I believe that's where that comes from, is the 5 hours. I don't know who has a 5-hour podcast, but it does basically unlock, certainly you could have a 2.5 hour webinar that you want to turn into something and you would already be cut off. So I do think license tier 2 is going to be for if you're a serious user. And then license tier 3 comes in at $249. Let's go ahead and more than double that again. And then you're going to get 150 generations per month, 8 workspaces, 10 members per workspace, and 5 hours of upload. So the big thing that changes between the plans is the generations per month. We will try to see what that is, but I believe that each generation is each video or podcast that you upload. So it's pretty generous. I mean, if you're running if you're a solopreneur, you're running one brand, maybe 2 brands, you might be able to get away with the 30 generations. I don't think, and we'll see when we jump into the tool, but I don't think that they're doing it like the other tools that we've seen where it's literally down to the minute in tracked. It's literally just per generation, but we will go and look at this and see if that matches. So that's the pricing. Let's go jump into the tool now. So here we are. We need to get started. I'm going to go to YouTube real quick and pull up my channel. And let's just go to one that we've done recently. I guess we'll just go to the MedPoster AI review since I just released that yesterday. And so what we'll do is we'll go grab the URL over here. We'll go back into Unifier, right? And then we'll go create new project. I'm just going to create the new project. And right here, we're going to go ahead and just say MedPoster AI. I'm going to say create. And then once we're inside of MedPoster, we're going to go ahead and click on that. And we're going to say generate content. This is where you're going to select what you want it to create. And I believe that you can go back and ask for more stuff in the future. This is cool that they have an ebook area. You can actually try to create an ebook from a YouTube video or something like that. Pretty cool stuff. But what we're going to probably do is let's go look at YouTube. So for fun, I just want to select these right here, video description and timestamps, because I want to show you guys what that was going to look like, right? And then newsletter, I want the newsletter for this. And then, of course, you guys are probably going to want to see what it looks like. LinkedIn posts right here. Let's go Twitter, just some tweets, maybe a long form tweet. Let's just do that one. And then let's go to the blog section right over here. So let's go blog outline and blog right there like that. Okay, so we've basically selected, now we've selected all those and you can see that they're in the content assets selected area. And now we're going to push the generate content button. And this is where we're going to come in here. I'm going to drop a link, and this is going to be the YouTube video right here. And we're going to write the content. So boom, we push that. And now you can see it's in the upload process. And this seems like it's very, very fast. Let's see what ends up happening right here. So we're going to generate the transcript, turn your source material into transcript. Add your instructions. This is an optional area. You can focus on specific aspect of your input, highlight my fundamental principles, extract the main principle. So obviously you would come up with a prompt here. This is more like a tone and prompt and knowledge base, if you will. I don't know what the limit is for characters right here, but maybe this is where you would put in words that you don't want the AI to use, and maybe an outline. So since I go over pricing usually, especially on my AppSumo reviews, I usually kind of show the sales page, then I show the pricing, then I jump into the demo, things like that. And if we wanted it to follow that, then maybe we would put that in right here. But right here, since we're just using it the first time, I don't really have that. We're going to go ahead and just leave that the way it is. Edit transcript before content generation. So once activated, you can edit and improve your transcript before generating your content. So I'm going to go ahead and select that because I want you guys to see what that looks like. Now look, generations, you have left 30 generations. We have not used a generation yet. I'm going to go ahead and push the generate right here. And so what it's going to do, generate for 5. Okay, so it's going to use 5 generations right here, but I don't. Okay, so I'm going to click that now. I don't know what's going on right over here. Oh, okay, so it is basically telling me how much it's going to cost. So the LinkedIn post and then long form tweet is one. And then so we're using a lot of the generations each time. So which was the one that was 5? It was over here. And then you have YouTube tags is for 1, and then YouTube generations for the YouTube video description, you can see right here, is 1, and then timestamps is 1, and then newsletter is 1. So there was one over here, I can't scroll back, that does take 5. It's probably the blog generation. So if we do this right now, I'm going to be using 11 generations on one video in order to do this. So I'm going to just kind of pause and take a moment to go over that right now, right? So when we come back over here and we look at this, right, and we look at generations, I was incorrect in assuming that this is per video, and so I would be able to upload 30 videos. At the rate that I'm going, I wouldn't even be able to upload 3 videos if I wanted to get all these things from one video. Does that make sense, guys? So we're using 11 generations right here inside of Unifier. We're using 11 because look, we have 19 generations left. So we're using 11 of them to get a newsletter, timestamps, video description, tags, titles. The one over here took 5, whatever one that was. I guess it's probably just the transcript. So it's going to take you a minimum of probably 5 to 10 per time, because I mean, you're going to want to use some of these tools, right? You're going to want to stack some of them. So it's going to take 5 to 10 generations per video. So you can already do the math that this is, for me, this would only be less than 3 videos right here, or it maybe I could push it. It'd maybe be 5 videos if I was generous and just used a blog post and maybe a couple things. So that gives you an idea that like if you're going to be a heavy user, you're definitely going to need to get into license tier 3. And I can see where some of the generations part, when we come back over here to reviews, when they said something like, while there are a few UI polish and credit usage concerns right there, I can see where that's already an issue. You got to be very careful with that. So 30 is only going to allow you to do a couple videos, but my videos are long, and it's going to cost a lot of the generations. So just wanted to be clear on that. That's a kind of a big discovery right there. But I'm going to go ahead and just say generate for 1. Actually, it just did 18. So it took 12 generations in order to do all the content that I wanted to do on this one, okay? So this is what that pre-look at the transcript looks like. Right? Welcome back to LearnWire. We're going to be, so you obviously could come through here. You could do a find and replace. If you find, maybe Ahrefs it's misspelled, then you can actually do a find and replace right here. And you can say, obviously fix this if they misspelled something, and you can replace all of it. That's really cool. I like this feature right here. Edit speaker labels, share content, download, and copy that as well. So you might want to spend some time glancing in here, or if you have a team member coming in here, maybe you would want them to go through and check all this out. Really, for me, it would just be the product itself. We're talking about medium. So like right here, we're looking at Medi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. And for whatever reason, I used Descript and it did kind of mess up that part, that front part. And I'm going to say med poster AI. So I'm going to replace all like that, or replace all. And then I'm going to also go post content to med poster. This right here, it should be AI as well. So look at this med poster. It messed up. It said alum. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to replace all. I'm going to put that in right there. And then I'm going to fix this. It should just be AI, med poster AI, replace all. Okay. So then you might want to just do a little bit more glance, and then we've got it all fixed, right? So that is probably the biggest thing, is just the product that you're talking about. You're going to want to make sure that it gets that right. And then once you're done with that, approve your transcript and generate content. All right. So it hasn't generated all of our content yet because we're just on the transcript piece. Now we're going to click this button up here, and now it's going to go and it's going to start creating all of our generations, right? All of our generations, 12 generations, in fact, on this video. So this video, it is a 28 minute video. So in general, I mean, like even if we went to the plan that has 150, right? So I'm going to take out a calculator. So if we did 150 divided by 12, I'd be able to do 12 videos. And so this one would automatically put me in this bracket right here. If you're a heavy user like me, or you have long videos, long podcasts, then you're going to definitely need license tier 3. I think that is one of the things I'm probably going to dock immediately, is just the generations are there. It takes a lot of generations in order to, and I kind of don't like this, like the credit type system, because you really don't know how many generations it's going to take. And so you can't really calculate your workflow, right? How many generations you actually need, you can estimate. And so we know that for this 30-minute video to do all those generations that I need, I want to do one more and just see what the generations is, the one that took 5 is going to be. Because if you're really just using this to create blog posts and maybe a LinkedIn post, maybe it will take more. So we'll go and test this out again once it's done over here. All right, so here it is writing for us. We are at 100 words, characters, introduction. Welcome back. In this section, we're diving into the exciting world of non-surgical body contouring treatments. These procedures have gained, I have no idea what it's doing. The beauty and wellness industry is ever evolving. So it's talking about non-surgical solutions. It's talking about the beauty and wellness industry ever evolving. And that's one thing too, guys, is that we don't know what they're using. We don't know if they're using ChatGPT 4.0 or what they're using. But right here, it completely 100% got this wrong. We're on the blog. You guys saw we used MedPoster. I have no idea what it's doing right now, but it's obviously made a huge error. Actually, one of the worst errors in my tool testing that I've seen in a really long time. This is very unfortunate. Maybe this happens every once in a while, but this is pretty bad, guys. I mean, we're talking about lack of hydrogen refueling stations here. This is completely General Motors, Toyota, and so we're talking about Egyptians and Greeks right here. We're talking about market insights and billion something by 2026. We're talking about General Motors. We're talking about beauty and health, and we're talking about mistrust and skepticism. I have no idea what it's doing right now, guys. No idea. It's trying to create that blog right there based on you saw that it had the transcript right. So this is just, I have no idea. There's something really weird going on right over here. So blog outline. Now we do have a blog outline, leveraging AI for content creation, scheduling on MedPoster, understanding MedPoster's AI's reach and authority, and introducing MedPoster, setting up MedPoster. So it did a good job on the outline. And then we have a conclusion over here as well. It does do it in this 5.1, 5.2, but you could take all this, copy it, and then, tell it to write it in, a markdown format. You could take it over to ChatGPT or Claude to do that as well. I'd like to see an option to do that, because I wouldn't be using this. The outlining system that it's using right now, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, I don't really like that. So it would be nice to be able to kind of control what your blog outline is going to look like. And if it says blog outline, no one really writes like this, 2.1, 2.2. These need to be in H2 formats, H3 formats, and so forth, right? So not that impressed with the blog outline. The blog post is really bad. And then, because we go back to the transcript. Look, guys, transcript is correct. MedPoster AI, boom. I mean, I just as well would just use this as a transcription. I would copy this and take it into Claude or ChatGPT and then have it based on this information, write a blog post for me, or take this tool and bring it into Reword to write a blog post for me. But this isn't going to cut it. I know that this is a bug, basically, because obviously this is not what they would definitely say. Oh yeah, it messed up. So that's a discovered bug on, we're 0 for 1, basically. We only tried one time and we got a really bad bug on the blog post right there. And that's the number one reason why I would use a tool like this. LinkedIn posts right over here, the latest AI tool helping you post on Medium could be a game changer. So it looks like it did a good job. That's post 1 right over here. I think that we did LinkedIn posts. I think that these are long form LinkedIn posts. It created 4 posts for us. Oh wait, it created a ton of LinkedIn posts. I almost feel like it creates too many, because you wouldn't post all these, right? And you've got to sift through all these in order to figure out which one you want. They have multiple pages of posts, right? So post 1, post 2. Does it keep going? Okay, so we have 4 pages that's 2 posts on that page. Just trying to get a sense of how many it gives us per page. This one gave us 6 posts on one page. So, I mean, you're looking at it gave us like 10 to 20 LinkedIn posts, when really you're probably only going to post once or twice. Maybe it did a little bit of overkill on the LinkedIn posts, in my opinion. Newsletter, how MedPoster can help you leverage Medium's platform. And I'm just going to kind of pause and read through this a little bit. Okay, so it does a pretty good job on this newsletter. You might want to add a picture, add some things. You're definitely going to want to read through this. It does go over the pricing, lifetime deal $197, 100 articles. I mean, this is kind of like your blog post, right? It created a 600-word newsletter based on this. This is you could almost argue that this could be turned into a blog post, but newsletter, I think it did a pretty good job with. Let's keep scrolling, guys. We're going to go to long form tweets. So those ones before, those were LinkedIn posts. Okay. So now we're over here to the long form tweet. Discover MedPoster, the AI automation tool that helps you craft and publish content on Medium, leveraging its huge traffic potential, created by reliable developer Chris Derenberger. Easy content creation and publishing, affordable, boom, boom, boom. So it created multiple. You can go and just start looking at the different ones. This is still a long form tweet, so it can kind of get as long as you would like. And then it just you can go look through those. So pretty cool. YouTube titles right over here. This is just a bunch of like text thrown in a box. Here's a list of 20 captivating. I mean, and you can tell, guys, I mean, this is not acceptable, right? When you have a software, the software, this is where we kind of go get a little bit on a rant a little bit, but software is supposed to make we're using a large language model, right? We're using ChatGPT. They're probably using ChatGPT 3.5 because when you come in here and you start looking at, I don't see where they're talking about what large language model they're using over here. They don't list it. And usually when you do something like that, you're not using premium. You're not using premium, right? I'm going to go in here and see if we can go into questions and maybe say LLM. So you can see an intervention of the LLM in the background with sentence like below. They've had some bugs right there. You can see June 27th. Looks like they still have some bugs. Will you be adding Claude 3? Yes, of course, we already upgraded the GPTs and we'll do so for Sonnet and likes. So it sounds like they're saying that they're using the latest, but I'm not buying it. When you come in here and you see stuff like this, the coding of the software, this should be out in a list format. This should not be bunched up in a giant paragraph for me to go sift through. Our eyes don't look at this. This is not what I would want to pay for software and then get a big giant paragraph bundled up like this. This should be in bullet point list format, not like this. So just not satisfied and not impressed with a lot of these tools right over here. So this is what the YouTube titles should look like. It should look like the YouTube tags right over here. MedPoster, AI, this is cool. You could use this to try to do some more SEO into your article, video description. Again, this is just a big giant pile of throw up text all over the screen right here. This needs cleaned up. With the development team, this is not acceptable. Going to launch big time, and you're getting these. You would never just go and copy this and throw that into your YouTube description. You would need to sort this out and push return and all that stuff. And the argument could be that, well, you need to spend a few minutes going in here and boo that. But you know what? There's other tools out there that do a beautiful job of doing this, and this tool should also match what other tools are able to do. Okay. So not happy about the video description either. Here's timestamps right over here. I would need to go and test this to make sure that it's accurate. I don't know why this stuff turned out to be bold. You can see right over here, they put in a bold tag right here. And then the rest of this ended up being bold. And then here's another issue, guys. The video is 28 minutes long. We stopped at 10 minutes right here, right? This right here is all wrong as well. The timestamps is horribly displayed. It's literally every 20 seconds is giving us something. That is not the way that timestamps should be done. There should be about 10 video chapters or timestamps, and it should kind of be spread out along with the the length of the video. And in this case, the video is 28 minutes long. You can see right here 28 minutes, and it stopped at 10 minutes, but not before giving it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 video chapters in the first 10 minutes. And it only did timestamps for 1/3 of the video. Completely sorry, guys. I haven't seen a software perform this bad in a while. This is really, really bad as well. Okay, guys. The blog, I mean, this was the most revealing part right there. Okay. So then we have the transcript. So overall, I mean, that's what you do, right? So you can go in here, you can go and you can copy when you have something you want to use. This is basically how you get into, the newsletter. And probably the LinkedIn posts and the newsletter is the only positive thing I can really say about the software. The newsletter is pretty good as well. You could go and make your changes in here, copy this and go put it in your newsletter and send it out. Moving on to the next, you could generate more, and that basically means you can select more things if you want. You would need to come in here and go 18 generations, and then we would need to go and select more, come back over here to generate content. So if we go into med poster right here, it's going to have an indication of all the things that you've done with this before. You can go back into it anytime you want, just like this. I'm trying to see if you went into the generate more, if we wanted to select more things for this project. I'm not really seeing how you would be able to do that easily because it's not giving us the option up here just saying blog. So I'm not really sure, what to do. So this is a little bit of the UI kind of issue. I don't know how to do that. We should be able to select flashcards, select different things that we want to add that we didn't add before. And then we should be able to see exactly how many generations it's going to take for that. If you want to share this, you could go like this. You can enable sharing. It's already enabled, but you can disable it. And then you would just go and copy this right here. Let's see right over here. Okay, so enabled. So you'd turn those on. You would copy this. And then we would go back in incognito window and you'd go send this to someone. And then they could come in here. This content was created, boom. And then so they're going to be able to get the project. So this part right here, I like. Just based on a link, you can send this to your team. And then they will be able to go in here and make any editing changes or anything like that. And then they would be able to go and post these, select however many you have in your workflow and go and do everything that they need to do with this. And then you have the transcript right here as well. So you wouldn't even need to, have someone connect to the account. You could literally just with the links right over here, they have access to do all this stuff right over here. But you can collaborate, I believe, with team members. I'm trying to think. I mean, they definitely have a team member area. Let's see. Yeah, you have team right over here. You can go and you could invite your team member and all that kind of good stuff as well. So you can manage it different ways. I like that ability to add team members, but then also the ability to share the links as well. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's really it. Then you go to create new project, and then you would go in, and if you're going to add more videos, podcasts, things like that, and then you would just have all your projects right over here. So let's close this up. You've got license tier 1, $49, license tier 2, $119, and license tier 3, $249. The generations I'm not happy with. You definitely would need to come in at license tier 3. I wouldn't recommend anything lower than this, to be honest, because the generations are just they're not generous with their generations. They take a lot of generations, probably 5 to 10 per video. So you're really going to need to max out your tiers on this. There was a lot of bugs, with the software doing its basic functioning, like creating a blog post and different things like that. Where was the other things? So there was the blog post issue, and then there was the YouTube titles all bunched up like that. And then the video description all bunched up. And then the timestamps were terrible, right? So even with taking over a third of the generations that I have allotted in tier 1 for one video, half of the content that it created, the blog post was non-existent, right? I mean, the blog literally was all over the place. It wasn't even on point. Man, you guys, not to be harsh or anything, but this would be completely unusable. And it's unfortunate that I'm doing the review and there's bugs going on obviously today, but they don't list what the LLM they're using. They're saying they're using the high quality ones, but I can tell that it's not using the high quality ones. So at the end of the day, I mean, if I had to give this a rating, it's going to fall between a 1 and a 2. Maybe I'm just going to be kind of generous that this is just bugs and it needs cleaned up and so forth. But at the end of the day, the UI and just the smoothness of getting through all of this, I don't really like. It's pretty clunky. And then the generations are the generation credits, right? That they just take 12 to do one video. That's bad. All the bugs When you put all that together, I mean, unfortunately, guys, I'm giving this a 1 star. And this is kind of crazy because, you know, we come in here and we look at this is literally getting extremely good reviews. Here's some honesty right here. Here's a 2 star from this guy. Yeah, the LTD terms are shocking. I don't even want to unpack this, but there's a lot of UX enhancement issues, large language model. So they're noticing the same things that I'm noticing. Like, what the heck are you guys doing, right? I'm just not happy or impressed with this. Maybe some people logged in and got good. Obviously, if I came in here and I got a good experience and it created the content the way that it was supposed to, then my score would be way better. But that's just not what happened. There's no way to get into the more reviews section right over here, even though we know they have 90 something reviews. But look at this, guys. Look at this. There's only 3 written reviews. This is one of the problems. There's only, okay, wait, clear filter. I'm sorry, guys. So reviews 92. I want to scroll down here, see all reviews. So we're looking at, this is getting a 4.7 right now. But unfortunately, my review is going to fall into the 1 taco right here. I'm going to be against the grain over here because I unpacked this and it was just terrible, guys. So this gets a 1 star rating from me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.